Barbie with the Collier County Public Library, and I'm back with your Reader's Advisory for this month. Grab your coffee or tea, sit down, and let's talk books. This month, I promised 5 big books that are worth the effort. All the books today are 500 plus pages. They are what I like to call commitment books, and you know what I mean by that. The first one I'm going to start with today is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I am always surprised at the reaction patrons have when I say the name Stephen King to them. I often hear, I don't read scary books. Well, many types of books are scary. Nonfiction is scary. Mystery books are scary. Often when someone says scary, what they mean is supernatural. Now, yes, Stephen King has written many books that contain supernatural elements, but he is much more than a horror writer. His book of writing advice, called simply On Writing, is one of the few books that I recommend on writing to writers and readers. The reading list in the back is wonderful. At last count, Stephen King has written more than 20 books over 500 pages, and he's written more than 70 books in total. The guy is doing something right. Our book today contains time travel, and honestly, which one of us hasn't thought about going back in time to do something differently? Some questions for you to think about while reading. When Jake returns to current day after saving Kennedy, he finds a world different, but no better than the world where Kennedy is assassinated. Do things happen for a reason? Must bad things happen as well as good? Or how about this one? At this stage in your life, would you be willing to travel back into the past? And what changes have 50 years brought to our culture? And what hasn't changed? The next one I'm going to do today, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling. Now, as someone who works in a library and believes deeply in the gospel of reading, the joy I feel anytime a child or adult asks for this book is profound. This is an 800 plus page book, and it has been read and enjoyed by many, many adults and children, and there's a reason for that. It's because Harry Potter and his crew have life lessons for all of us. Don't stop believing in magic, whatever your age. Something to think about while you are reading this, though, is the Harry Potter series is the most popular children's book series ever written. Yet, every year, the books are challenged and asked to be removed from library and school shelves. And what are your thoughts about that? And now we come to Prayer for Owen, Meany by John Irving. Now, I am often asked what my favorite book is, and it is an impossible question for me to answer. It's like asking me if I love my heart more than my lungs. I need them both. However, if I was trapped on an island, the book that would always make the cut for me is Prayer for Owen, Meany. If you haven't read this book, do it. And if you have read this book, read it again. And yes, I know there are many people who dislike this book. Try it anyway. I hated Beowulf when I was in school. And then later in my life, I read the translation by Seamus Heaney, and the earth shifted a little bit. Never be afraid to pick up a book and try it. Some questions for you while you're reading. There's nothing as scary as the future, Owen tells someone at the Christmas pageant. Is he talking about the uncertainty of the future or its inevitability? Our narrator John says, as vividly as any number of stories in the Bible, Owen Meany showed us what a martyr was. What is a martyr? And how does Owen qualify? The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. This book is a first-person narrative. We are treated to the detailed life of Cyril Avery from 1945 to 2015. And it is a cultural history of Ireland within that time frame. Now, the Catholic Church and its attitude towards certain life choices are discussed. But more importantly, this book is about the families we are born into and the ones that we make. Discussing religion in any setting can be difficult. In a book club setting, it depends on your book club. If you choose this book and you are Catholic, discuss your faith as it pertains to the book. Don't talk about a missionary trip you took in 1978. Talk about how you and your faith have evolved over time. If you are curious about the Catholic faith, discuss that. If you don't agree with the teachings of the Catholic faith, discuss this as it pertains to the book. No one wants to hear about your nun issues. If you disagree with something, be ready to converse and tell me why. The thing to remember, please, you try to listen without judgment, and you respect one another. And remember, you don't have to agree with someone to have a conversation where you take something away of value. My last book today, Angle of Repose. What to say about this gorgeous book? It is about 58-year-old Lyman Ward. He is a retired historian who is confined to a wheelchair, and he's struggling to maintain some kind of independence. He is chronicling the life of his beloved grandmother, Susan Ward. Now, I am well known among my friends as the person who will text or call, whatever the hour, to share a passage from a book I am reading. Well, I have read this book many times, and I am still doing that. As I said, it's gorgeous. Now, some questions for you while you read this. The geologic term, angle of repose, defines the angle of the slope at which debris will stop rolling downhill and settle in one place. Has Lyman Ward reached his angle of repose? And have you? Tell me why this is something to strive for, or not. Stegner's novels are known for their sense of place. When you read, do you think of the land as a character? Why does the West loom so large in American literature? Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them here or email me at the address on the screen. Next month, I will have 5 books that give you a reason to believe. And a special program to get you in the October mood, 5 literary witches to enjoy all year. I'd like to leave you with a quote today from C.S. Lewis. You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me. Thank you.